Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. We meet today at a very special moment in history where the barriers that held back persons living with disabilities have significantly reduced, and the place of every Kenyan to contribute to nation building is guaranteed. The 40th anniversary of any human endeavor is without doubt an important occasion. It is an opportunity to take stock of the road traveled, to introspect, and to ponder on the road that still lies ahead. So therefore, I'm very pleased to join you all today as we reflect on the journey Kenya has undertaken towards securing social inclusion and individual empowerment of persons living with disabilities. Along the way, we have overcome numerous obstacles and without doubt restored hope to millions among us. And today, I particularly thank the National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya for being a leading light on that journey of empowering the disabled over the last 4 decades. The fund, incorporated as a trust in the year 1981, was one of the great legacies of President Daniel Toroitich arap Moi. His administration accelerated the good efforts of the first administration towards eliminating the challenges and barriers that the disabled persons in Kenya faced. Indeed, the next 2 administrations inherited a strong platform upon which Kenya could secure her vision of a nation where being differently abled is not a bar to participation or to success. In word and in deed, the fund has aided in giving voice to a once neglected part of our society. The fund has made visible those who are often invisible and in many cases overlooked. In collaboration with other stakeholders, the fund has empowered dreams through the provision of training, increased access to technical equipment, and advocating for laws and policies that have equalized the playing field. But even as we celebrate 40 years of unbridled success, we also note that there is still much ground to be covered. The continuing COVID-19 pandemic, whose containment measures have uniquely affected persons with disabilities in the areas of health, education, and transport, poses a new challenge for us to overcome. And indeed, today as patron, I do call on the fund to establish a framework that supports research, technology, and innovation that not only meets the present challenges faced by persons living with disabilities, but also the potential challenges that may arise in the future. This would include sponsoring, hopefully, an award for our universities and other institutions of learning in the fields of engineering and the sciences for students and faculty that generate ideas, helping in breaking barriers faced by persons living with disabilities. I say this because one of the highlights of my presidency was meeting a 25-year-old engineer who had a very strong urge to communicate with his 6-year-old deaf niece. He had a problem to solve, and he did not shy away from it. And after numerous attempts, he finally developed a smart glove that helped him communicate with his deaf niece. The smart glove with its flex sensors that helps the deaf wearer communicate and vocalize messages to a mobile phone through Bluetooth. Spurred on by the desire to solve a challenge in his personal life, Roy Alela the 25-year-old engineer, has created a solution that will help thousands of deaf people globally. The innovation won the Hardware Trailblazer Award of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers, in addition to securing broad local and international acclaim. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the support provided by the fund continues to better the lives of many across our republic. And there is no doubt that over the last 40 years, the fund has restored hope to millions of persons living with disabilities, their families, and the communities in which they can now play a greater role courtesy of the fund's efforts. The story of the fund and its successes, as is chronicled in the book that we are launching today, is not one of abstract numbers and impersonal statistics. It is a story of bringing hope to where once despair reigned, and a story of wiping away tears and of individual as well as group successes. The fruits of the fund are tangible. Careers have been birthed and nurtured. Persons living with disabilities have seen their businesses flourish. Their music even tops the charts, and their voices in Parliament have multiplied. Their presence in the judiciary amplified their reason in the executive successfully tapped into. Indeed, many thousands of persons disadvantaged, fellow citizens, are now confidently striding into a brighter present and an even brighter future. On behalf of a grateful nation and indeed an indebted people, I take this opportunity to thank and congratulate the men and women who have served as trustees of the National Fund for the Disabled of Kenya for their commitment in growing this fund over the last 40 years through prudent investment and visionary leadership. Hongera sana. I also extend my gratitude to all stakeholders, including the National Government Administration Officers Ngao, for their support in providing the crucial logistical role of identifying and endorsing of application forms. Ngao has played a key role in the distribution and monitoring of the utilization of the assistance to all beneficiaries from the national to the regional and to sub-locational level, and the many other acts of support that Ngao has provided. Tunasema asante. I also commend the stakeholders, both in public and private sector, who have ensured that the success of the programs that the fund undertakes every year. As I conclude, I once again reiterate the commitment of the government to do what it takes to continue to improve the lives of persons living with disabilities. We will accelerate the rollout of affirmative action programs and policies that helps break down barriers which hold the persons living with disabilities from realizing their full potential. And I call on the fund to continue to provide unceasingly the required leadership to this noble national cause. Finally, again, I take this opportunity to congratulate the trustees, the management, and all staff of the fund for the good work that they have done, and I'm sure will continue to do. We look forward to many more chapters of exemplary service to the nation and to our people. I thank you all, and may God bless you. Asanteni sana.